My name is Thamirabharuni. I'm 9 years old. What you are going to see is a true story. My story. I was born in 2001. 26th November is my birthday. My father's name is Sendil Kumar. My mother's name is Sarojini. My father was a carpenter and now runs a shop. My mother does all the work at home. She is a housewife. When I was born, my parents were very happy. Then one day, I fell ill.
When my child was 1.5, her face became very pale. We were wondering why she wouldn't eat properly or why she wasn't very active. They told us it was jaundice. We treated her for jaundice, but she didn't get better. They told me to take more blood tests. They felt it could be something more serious. It was the first time I had heard of thalassemia major.
Thalassemia is a disorder that affects red blood cells. Red blood cells are the life-giving cells. They give oxygen to each of our body's cells. And to carry oxygen, red blood cells need a protein called hemoglobin. In thalassemia, the children are born with a genetic defect and they're not able to make hemoglobin. So in essence, they're not able to give oxygen to the tissues.
We were really shocked and upset. Our daughter was so beautiful, but she was so unwell. I was so worried that all my dreams for her future would be lost.
When I saw the child first, she had anemia. This child needs blood transfusion. That is, the RBC, the red blood cells, has to be transfused periodically and regularly to the child. 1 or 2 times they came, the child used to come very happily to us, and as the days go by, she knows. She has to undergo so many pokes and pricks, and every time they have to have a compatible donor.
When they used the needle, it would hurt. Sometimes they could never get a vein, but still, I had a blood transfusion every month.
We sent her to primary school. She wouldn't eat properly at all. She couldn't play like the other children and would complain that her legs hurt. She was always kept isolated from the other children. Since we were giving her blood transfusion every month, we decided that we would not be able to take care of another child. So, we terminated my second pregnancy.
During a routine checkup, Dr. Triveni said we could try for another baby.
When they conceived the third baby, they came to see me. I explained to them about the prenatal diagnostic test to check if the fetus is healthy. I told them to go to Chennai and do the test before they took any decisions.
After 15 days when the results came, we discovered that this child also was affected by thalassemia. We were really shattered by this and now had completely lost hope. We then approached the Thalassemia Society in Chennai, and that is where we met our savior, Dr. Revathi Raj.
I had first examined Thamirabharuni. She was in generally good shape. I had advised them to start her on good oral iron reducing medications and then come back after 6 months when they could plan the next pregnancy.
Dr. Revathi requested us to try one attempt more to conceive another child. She told us that this child could probably save my elder daughter.
By taking the umbilical cord blood from my newborn child and giving it to my daughter, she said that thalassemia could be cured completely. I was filled with new hope now. I knew I had to try and do this at any cost. So we decided to try for another child.
This time when we did the testing for the next fetus, luckily the fetus was unaffected. So we proceeded with the help of LifeCell to store the cord blood stem cells during the delivery.
We were very moved when we heard about this family in Coimbatore whose child is actually suffering from thalassemia.
Last year, Mr. Sendil Kumar met me. Due to his economical situation, we requested the management to do something for them.
As part of LifeCell, we've offered this service free of cost to the family, so the family can actually benefit from the value of cord blood banking.
There are good NGOs and agencies that sponsor such children, and we directed the father to such agencies to ask for help.
Everyone tried to help me out with this.
And we were very happy when the doctor also readily agreed to offer her services of delivering the child free of cost.
They kept feeding me with hope that I could save my child.
Together added to the motivation that we are as a team and we will see a positive difference in the life of this child.
At the time of delivery, once the baby was out, I had to collect blood from the umbilical cord because that is one of the richest sources of stem cells and a very easy source of stem cells. As soon as the baby was born, just prick the umbilical vein, and fortunately I could get 100 ml of blood through the umbilical cord.
We collected the umbilical cord blood after the delivery. We then transported it to our lab in Chennai immediately.
They're brought here from this point of collection and then they're processed under specific conditions, and then they're stored in an atmosphere of liquid nitrogen and at a temperature of minus 196 degrees centigrade. Under these conditions, the cells are supposed to be in a state of suspended animation, which means that they can be stored potentially for a very long time.
They called me after a few days and told me they were able to isolate lots of stem cells from the umbilical cord blood.
So we then proceeded to doing a test called HLA typing, and thankfully both Thamirabharuni and her brother Pugazhendhi were fully matched.
The doctors told us that my newborn son's tissue matched completely with my daughter and the treatment could proceed. I was thrilled.
We admit the child, and the first step is to destroy all their existing bone marrow cells. This process we call conditioning, and for this we use high-dose chemotherapy or radiotherapy.
When they gave me chemotherapy, my hair fell off in patches and I couldn't even eat properly. And when I was taken in for BMT, they shaved all my hair.
Then we take the stem cells from the donor and put it into the patient's body. This is done just like a blood transfusion. There is no operation or surgery involved.
The 17th of March, you could say, was the day my daughter Thamira was reborn.
Once the new stem cells are infused, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to circulate in the child's body to get into the bones and start making new blood cell production.
Now Thamira's hemoglobin and RBC levels are almost normal.
Almost cured.
The child is transfusion independent. This means a lot in the quality of life that this child will be leading through.
After 1 year, if everything is successful, the child comes off all of the medications and they lead a normal, healthy life.
My brother's cord blood saved me, or I wouldn't be alive.
She's much better now. She eats well and plays too.
It feels very satisfying that actually LifeCell could make an impact in the life of this particular child.
LifeCell has made a significant contribution.
LifeCell is very happy to be a part of this success story.
I want my daughter to become a doctor.
My dream is to become a teacher.